guys, Ash here with another Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guide. Welcome to the video. Send us some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. Today we have good old Jinglehunter. Jinglehunter actually had a collab with Carla Raids a while back, and we were ranking like the sexiest champions in Raid Shadow Legends because what else are you gonna do? And she put Jinglehunter as #1, the sexiest male in all of Raid Shadow Legends. Figured I would share that useless knowledge for you guys out the gate. First, some shout outs to you guys. Chris Dunn, Jinglehunter Champion Guide. We have Murder Pig DTA. Is Jinglehunter worth building or vault? Sorry, had to ask. We have Raymond Vargas. Can you talk about Jinglehunter? I can do more than talk about Jinglehunter. We get John Cook, love your build. Ancients, Jinglehunter. Alaric the Hooded. We haven't done either of those champions. And we have Raymond, Jinglehunter, Lockwayne, Sakara, Lady Quillen. A lot that we actually haven't covered here. I've been trying to up the pace, the cadence of the uploads here on the channel, but I can't catch up to all the champions in this bloody game. Anyway, let's take a look at Jinglehunter. All right, so Jingle all the way. Jinglehunter is a high elf, old school Spirit Affinity champion out there in the game. He's got the hat. He's got the, I almost feel like poor Jinglehunter feels like he's being made a mockery of in this getup, right? I mean, this looks like it should be a Christmas-themed skin, not just a permanent, like, outfit, right? Kind of like some elf vibes going on here, big time, right? Anyway, he's an attack-based epic champion. His base attack is actually really solid at 1498. Pretty high. Anything 1500 or higher for an epic is really good. We have pretty glass cannony, 826 on the defense, 14.7 on the HP. He has speed in arena battles by 24%. He can be a sneaky or a lead for arena progression in the game. He's certainly not an endgame champion, but you could do worse for a nuker in the arena on progression. We'll talk about why in today's video. On his A1, Mistletoe attacks one enemy 2 times, has a 50% chance when booked of placing a decreased speed big version for 2 turns, provided the attack is critical. I don't like the provision of it needs to be critical on an attack that is only a 50% chance of landing anyway, but still, it is the big version decreased speed, one of the most important debuffs in the game, so I'm not going to complain. On the A2, Jacked Frost. I guess he's jacked, right? He's got some definition there. Jacked Frost attacks one enemy, has a 100% chance of placing a freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn if the attack kills an enemy. So my man Jingle is all about the conditionality, right? Good news is 100% freeze, even if conditional, on a 3-turn cooldown for an epic champion is really solid. Cold Snap is A3 ability. This is his one and only AoE attack in his kit. AoE attacks all enemies. Decreases the turn meter by 20% if the attack is critical. Obviously, 100% crit rate is going to be a must on this champion. Fills his champion's turn meter by 10% if the attack is critical. So we have some turn meter fill on Jinglehunter and turn meter depletion on all enemies. 20% is not bad at all for an epic. Honestly, when you look at the kit, it is a bit outdated. It's not the strongest epic out there in the game, but it's not bad. I love the decreased turn meter on the A3. It's very nice to have as well. So where can we use this dude? Well, Faction Wars. We can use him as a controlled damage dealer in progression, meaning that not really, you're not going to see this guy in the end game, but you can use him in some areas. I particularly like him in Dark Fae, which I will show you guys in today's video, and we'll talk a little bit about why. Let's take a look at his multipliers and his area rankings here. They give him a 2.5 out of 5 on hellhades.com, so really just the definition of mediocrity in terms of the overall rating. They give him a 3.5 in the arena, a 3.5 in Dark Fae, as I mentioned. Ice Golem as well, a 4. Spider, a 4, I guess, with the AoE and the turn meter on the A3 ability. Not to mention, if you kill a Spiderling, you can freeze all the rest of the Spiderlings, which makes him a decent option paired with an HP burner, or maybe like an Achek the Wender and a champion like that for Spider progression as well. I totally agree with the ranking, the rating, the area rankings. I agree with everything here on this one here, guys. Multipliers. A 1.7 on the A1 2-time hitter, not bad. And then a 5.9 on that freeze ability, provided you get the kill. So it's actually enough of a multiplier when you take into consideration his base attack that you won't be super disappointed with the damage there. A 3.8 on the AoE, which is a strong overall damage grading, which is, yeah, just that. It's not going to like blow you away, but it's not that bad in terms of the multipliers. It's going to be a quick guide today, guys. It's going to be a quick one. Jinglehunter. Here he is. I have him at +2 Empowered. I do have him at 5-star Awakened as well. No Relic on him today, but I have Crushing Rend. I would go with Crushing Rend or maybe with Phantom Touch, especially if you're using him for Fire Knight. Just keep in mind that Freeze will not work in Fire Knight Hard, so he'd be a Fire Knight normal-only champion in that regard. Again, I prefer... actually, I have Crushing Rend, excuse me. I think I would prefer Cruelty on him, so my bad on that. Made the little switcherooski there. Masteries, really basic. Honestly, I picked my Masteries on my Jinglehunter like 3 or 4 years ago, and I haven't changed them since. Went down the support tree. I picked up Cycle of Magic, getting back, even albeit a 5% chance, to that freeze ability or the AoE with Turn Meter is definitely not a bad thing to have. I love Sniper on this champion, as well as Master Hexer to extend and increase the duration / the chance of landing on that decreased speed on the A1 ability. On the offensive side of things, I went with Life Drinker. He's a squishy damage dealer, so that makes a lot of sense. Get some of that HP back vis-a-vis Life Drinker. And then War Master as a tier 6 option on Jinglehunter. I don't think he's a champion that you need to kill yourself getting Masteries on, honestly. He is a champion that you're really going to want to book if you do want to get utility out of his kit. But Masteries, you know, nice to have, not mandatory. I would say War Master is a good option, as I mentioned, against bosses and PvE content. But if you want to try to get that A2 kind of min-max for the arena or against wave content, you'd want to go Helm Smasher. To that end, we have him built with Savage and Crit Rate. Savage, most importantly, you really want to get either Cruel or Savage gear, Lethal gear on your Jinglehunter. Obviously, the S tier 9-piece sets are going to be great on him as well. I'm not sure you want to waste him on this champion, though. He's, again, a kind of an average type champion. He's not trash, but he's not that great. Attack on the ring. We have crit damage on the amulet. We have accuracy on the banner. We have speed on the boots. Attack percentage on the chest. Crit damage on the gauntlets. A typical nuker build here, guys. Total stats are going to be 242, 99. Actually, 99, not ideal if there's any champion that you don't want to skimp even by 1 point, just because everything's predicated on a critical hit. You know, you really want to get him to 100%. So do as I say, not as I do. Truth be told, though, I'm just going to take this gear off of Jinglehunter because I don't use him. He is a Vault Guard on my endgame account. 5,300 on the attack. Not bad. Honestly, not a bad build here that we have on Jinglehunter. So let's go ahead and see him in action. Real quick, let's just bring him into the arena here. I like Jinglehunter against Sun Wukong teams, okay? Mainly because we know he can always kill Sun Wukong with that A2. Thus, we can get the freeze on everybody else, okay? So in the arena, you want to use him kind of as a nuker. Well, as a nuker, excuse me, not kind of. So you can have a control champion here. We have a lockout going ahead of him. Hopefully, oh, they cut in line. That's not ideal. And he dies. That's extra not ideal. Hopefully Sun Wukong can pick things up here, and hopefully we can still showcase him. Let's go ahead and steal some buffs with Sun Wu. And we didn't really want to kill Sun Wukong on the enemy team, but hopefully Jingle gets his turn here. All right. And what we want to do is they have 2 revivers. They pulled off the revive. Man, can we get a turn on poor Jingy? There we go. So it should be easy to get the kill here on Sun Wukong or even on Arbiter. I'm going to go for Arbiter, excuse me. And there we go. Freeze, resist, and resist. Fantastic. But you guys get the point, right? You guys get the point. You can go and try to get those cheap little kills. You can kind of farm Sun Wukong with this champion or other squishy champions. Let's just try this other easy team here and see if we can get an easy kill on Luria there, right? I mean, she's going to be pretty easy to get that kill off if we can actually get a turn again. Oh, man, I don't have this team speed tuned, which is not ideal here. So, I don't know. I mean, now I'm just going to die unless I get the kill here. So, sorry about that. But, yeah, anyway, guys, make sure you speed tune him so that he can actually go and not have the enemies cut in line. But you get my point, right? We can use him for control inside the arena with the A2, especially, again, attacking those opposing Sun Wukongs or squishy champions. He's also decent against UDK, being a Spirit Affinity champion who can deal a decent amount of damage. Again, this is for progression, for kind of Great Hall farming. He's certainly not a platinum viable champion. But anyway, final boss, Dark Fae. Let's end the video with this. Dark Fae, you can do a lot worse. Why? Well, you'll see this team. I have Lysandra, I have a Deacon Armstrong. Both of them have these great control A3 abilities where we're manipulating the enemy's turn meter as well as bumping our turn meter. His A3, I have it shut off on wave 1 and wave 2, and I have him paired with another nuker on the team. So I'm using Baron, but any nuker will do who can hit really hard. What we're going to do is going for the 1-2 punch. So here it is. Energize, time compression, extra turn, Newt cuts in line. And then we can go Cold Snap. We're further decreasing the turn meter so my other nuker can go and nobody's cutting in line. That's why I actually like him a lot in Dark Fae. He can be a damage dealer, a little bit of control. You can see he just froze the enemy Baron there. A little bit of control. Decreased speed. You're seeing it right now on the Dark Fae too. I love that he also additionally brings in the decreased speed on his A1 for the bosses. So he can certainly help you out, and I think that this fight illustrates it all. We froze the Baron, who is mirrored from my team. We went in there with Cold Snap to decrease turn meter. That will also work on Dark Fae. We need accuracy for that. Stats are going to be crit rate and accuracy on this champion. Perception gear works well too if you don't need the critical rate gear on him, obviously. And then he's going to help you out with a little bit of damage and the decreased speed against the bosses. So you could do a lot better. You could do a lot worse. He's kind of one of many epic champions out there who certainly can provide some utility to your team, especially in faction wars, areas like that, or restrictive areas like secret rooms or Centranos, but he's not going to be the #1 champion that you're just hollering super excited when he gets pulled out of a sacred or an ancient shard. So overall, a pretty mediocre champion, but you can definitely extract some value from him should you need that on your account. I'm talking the decreased speed mixed with the control and a little bit of turn meter manipulation. That's going to do it for the guide, guys. Let me know what you think of Jinglehunter and keep the champion guide requests coming in the comments below. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.